Opening up opposition case in 3, 2, 1. Expelling to stop the problem will not work because there is no further step to make sure that it will not be done again. In the worst case scenario, it will not change anything. Opposition opposes both to the abhorrent justification of government side of the house and the mechanization of this motion. Counter models to crystallize opposition case there is two. Firstly, why there is no clear justification for the government to expel the perpetrator? Because government case is contingent on the principality of harm as the justification. Opposition deny that principality because of two things here. A, the school won't know the reason why the perpetrator bully because in the end, bullying has a reason or a background why they do it in the first place, and of course the resolution of the problem means that the justification itself to solve the bullying is abhorrent, not effective. Secondly, if government said that expel is the only mechanism to solve this, it means that they just wash their hands of the problem and don't try to solve it properly or stop it from reoccurring again because government don't know how to, which means that the expel is a zero sum anyway. Secondly, we take a hard stance to say that we don't want to expel them but we will rehabilitate them. The reason why this is already better is that the problem of them not bullying is guaranteed because the rehabilitation comes with medical and educational practices rather than just expelling them. For clarification, we don't take the perpetrator side, but we try to solve the issue by making it fully stop. Two arguments I will submit as the leader of opposition. First argument, why it is not justified. Second argument, why the opposition is comparatively better. First argument, why it is not justified. What is government justification and proof why it is abhorrent? Two things here. First, justification, the perpetrator already caused harms to others, and second, justification to protect and give safety for the victim. First justification, the perpetrator already caused harms to others. Sure, this principality is true, but this is also blurry because in the end you never know the harm that this person does would just stop by you expelling them or it will continue later on. But more often than not, they will still continue the harm, which means that you do not stop it, you make it continue in a harmful degree because they will only feel that you expel them because you don't like them without seeing the truth behind whatever happened in them internally. Secondly, to protect and give safety for the victim. Victim will never feel safe. They don't know whether or not the perpetrator is coming or not. Is he going to do something more harmful or not? The idea of expel means stop will only escalate the fact that the victim is not safe because they don't know whether the perpetrator is still haunting them or not, which means in impact this resolution is a zero-sum solution. In the way here, victim most likely just want apologies from the perpetrator and have a confirmation that this bullying will not be happening again, which means that it makes them more content to know that this problem will stop right here because there is a measurable mechanism to stop this behavior compared to the government side of the house, where the victim will not be satisfied or content because they will be afraid because there is no certainty whether or not they will meet the perpetrator and the perpetrator do it again or do the same for the other people, which means the government already failed in the principality of protecting the victim and also to making the bullying stop. Second argument, why the opposition comparatively better. How opposition mechanize this argument? Three things here. A, we will put perpetrator on a rehabilitation center for some period of time, much more humanizing way rather than expelling them. We give them educational, psychological, and other mechanisms to stop this. Secondly, we will of course give support and help for the victim to recover from the bullying. And thirdly, we will reintroduce the perpetrator after fully sure and guaranteeing that they will not do the exact same thing, and we will have teacher and student monitoring and also keep an eye for the perpetrator for the first few weeks of them being back in school. And the comparative here, on the government side of the house, the expel are most likely just going to make the perpetrator not feel guilty or deterred to do it again. The illustration is like this: you stalk some girls in your school and your school expels you for that. Most likely cases you will not stop stalking because you can go to another school and do the exact same thing anyway, which this exact same logic applies to the bullying. It is not fixing anything, you're just making it worse for other people in other school. In opposition side of the house, we take a more elaborate measure to stop the cycle of bullying by rehabilitating and also reintroducing them in school where they still taking responsibility to what they had done, in that school, but also prevented them to do the exact same thing because opposition are able to solve the situation for both the victim and perpetrator, which means that it is only effective and only useful counterbalance or like mechanism is a tipping point only opposition side of the house exclusively have, because government will never able to do that proud to oppose.